Hello everyone, this is Chase the Channel. My name is Kirill and we talk about watches here. Today we have a representative of the rare G-SHOCK Frogman series. These models are specially designed for professional diving and stand out from the rest. Today we will take a look at one of these representatives. Well, you can purchase them at the store chasetheclub.com. The link will be in the description. So in front of us is the Frogman, and we immediately notice the calling card of this direction, this line. It's the asymmetrical case. Notice that its left side is slightly larger, protruding outward, and these protective polymer elements add extra reliability, of course. But there are no reliability issues here anyway. Yes, a steel bezel and a carbon monocoque construction. So essentially, the case is not made of parts, but as one big capsule. And on the back cover, we see, firstly, part of this monocoque, and secondly, a lot of information about the model. Well, once again, the calling card of the Frogman is the frog-shaped logo. So the diver level water resistance, meaning certified, not just 200 meters, plus information about protection not only from shocks, but also from magnetic fields, and plus the carbon core guard structure. So there really are no reliability issues here. It also has a sapphire crystal, not mineral. It's rounded, but still within the protective frame. 4 buttons. 2 on the left are metallic, 2 on the right are polymer. The crown is knurled, screw down with smart access. Yes. So you can use it to set the time and also the stopwatch and timer. Here is such a, classic G-SHOCK set of functions, it would seem, right? That is, it's a stopwatch. Well, since the watch is analog without an electronic display, the accuracy is not 1/100th of a second, but 1 second, as you understand, and we can measure up to 24 hours. Stop, reset. The timer will also count down in reverse. You can set it by the minute with second accuracy. Nothing new here either. Next is the alarm. And now the hand points to the day of the week. But we see an interesting LL gradation. Here we have a tide graph indicator. So the model does have a marine focus. And not only is there a level of waterproofing, but also Bluetooth. And there again is the standard set of Bluetooth functions. And in particular, for example, to phone search or quick setting of the timer stopwatch time, a tide chart is added and a diving clock function is added. So we can record our dives up to 30 entries and up to 2 hours. So if you're really planning to dive with them, it's quite possible. There's also a solar battery here and also MultiBand 6 synchronization with towers. So the model is, well, maximally packed, you could say, for diving functions. It's even more than suitable. So if you just go to the sea for a swim and for fun want to time your dive, maybe with a mask, it will also allow you to do that. The Frogman series has already celebrated its 30th anniversary. It was released in the early 90s. There are many different variants, but actually, lately Casio hasn't pleased us with new releases that often. We can highlight the GWF-A1000 and GWF-D1000 series already with sapphire glass and a depth gauge, but again, they haven't been updated for a long time. And our series today, well, the model was released in 2021, and then only in 2023, a special new release for the 30th anniversary of Frogman. Casio are still moving towards premium as far as Frogman is concerned, and now they are focusing mainly on the MRG-BF-1000. So this is truly luxury. Premium materials, premium execution, limited editions, associations with rare animals. So I think Frogman is moving into the premium segment, and the availability of such models for sale still allows you to add truly diving G-SHOCKs to your collection at a relatively affordable price. As expected, with watches with a certified diving water resistance level, everything is great with the luminous markers on the hands, on the indices, and even a separate 20-minute or 20-second scale. This is so you can see the time of your dive. Well, plus, let's not forget, there's also a backlight here, like this. Everything is at hand, every arrow is visible. Everything is perfectly visible. Well, of course, there shouldn't be any questions here. The model on the wrist, and you can see everything perfectly. A huge, bulky case, clearly not for hands like mine. So if your wrist is around 18 to 19 centimeters, then I think it will fit you perfectly. Here, after all, the case height is 56.7 millimeters, the width is 51.7 millimeters, and the thickness has reached almost 2 centimeters. So it's really solid. But they are lightweight, only 145 grams. And the bracelet here, I think you've already noticed, is composite, consisting of interesting elements made of polymer material, plus a metal clasp with a lock, of course. But what's most interesting is the unique diver's bracelet length adjustment system here. So firstly, it should unfasten here, like this. Yes, it unfastens here, plus it adjusts by itself. But if in standard watches we are used to this adjustment happening in small steps, here the system is, well, I haven't encountered anything like this before. So we turn it and it slowly moves along. So let's see now. Here, of course, it might not be very convenient for me to do this with gloves on. Oh no, look, I turned it a little and you can see there's a thread and it moves along this thread. Let's try to turn it the other way. I'm trying to figure out how to show it to you more clearly. And like this, I think you can see perfectly. That is, you see, we are turning it. We are indeed turning it, and it should move. Move towards retraction. Yes, it's getting smaller and smaller, apparently. Yes, you see, it's really decreasing and in the opposite direction. The thread becomes visible. I've never come across such an interesting bracelet length adjustment feature, and it's something new, something curious. Therefore, if suddenly, although unlikely, I assume you might need it, but if suddenly you need to quickly expand the bracelet, you will be able to do so. It's clear that the watch is made for professional diving, but I think most buyers of this model are civilians, meaning they will use it in an urban environment. Yes, they fit perfectly for seaside vacations, but also in the city, because readability is excellent and they are relatively light, so they don't burden the wrist. Plus, of course, reliability. Well, to sum up, I can say that this is a truly high-quality product, and although the G-SHOCK spirit is captured, there are moments that stand out from the general line. Naturally, it's the design. Naturally, it's the reliable case. Firstly, it feels reliable, meaning this carbon capsule, plus, although it's lightweight, you can really feel that nothing will happen to these watches. I like the dial, its execution, meaning on one hand, there's a lot of information, but on the other hand, it's not overloaded. Well, the additional functions are also nice, especially the fact that you can measure your dive. Plus, it's still a rare model. As I said, Casio doesn't often please us with representatives of the Frogman series. So this is one of the few chances to get yourself a diver from Casio, a reliable diver from Casio. And in our store, chaserclub.com, you can do just that. In the end, I'd like to know your opinion about this model. Please leave it in the comments. And if you like this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel. That's all. Goodbye, everyone.